Okay, welcome again to hashtag Marketplace Influencer. As we have a guest right now, I've been hearing him for the longest time, for the longest years actually. Kasi he's the editor-in-chief of Moneysense magazine, the president of Learning Curve. And for those who are interested on digital marketing, probably can share more during this interview. Kasi he's now the educational partner of Digital Marketing Institute, which I'm also taking right now. So our guest is someone, I guess I would say, can fit the questions I want to ask and probably will be asking also. Kasi Learning Curve, Moneysense about money, Moneysense magazine, about digital marketing. And these are the things that we should be learning more and more during the season. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Mr. Heinz Bulos.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, like what you said, no? These are things that we all want to learn, and we need to learn, especially these days. So I'm excited to talk about all these topics with you and everyone else listening.
How did you came about with the business on Moneysense magazine?
Moneysense,
What was
okay.
Ano
Well,
yung naging...
Moneysense, matagal na yan eh. I've been interested in personal finance since I have malalaman na tuloy yung aking edad since 1997. You know, when I first got hold of this book, Personal Finance for Dummies, I got hooked na talaga. So that was 1997. So sabi ko, no one really talks about this. It's not something that you learn in school. You know, your parents hardly also tell you about these things. Kadalasan, money is taboo. But so when I read about personal finance, I really got hooked, and I started, buying all other books, any kind of book that's related to personal finance investing. So I really went through all that, all those resources. So, and then I was in publishing at that time. I was in this computer publishing company. So I was an editor of this magazine on the internet, the web magazine. Also consulting editor for PC World and Computer World. So I was in that world, the publishing world, the magazine world. And I thought that a personal finance magazine would be a good addition. Pero hindi natuloy yun eh. So I left that company. And tama-tama, someone, an acquaintance of mine, also had that idea. Ano naman siya? She's a business journalist based in Singapore at that time, and she also had that idea of a personal finance magazine that she wanted to start. Pero naghahanap siya ng magiging editor. So tama-tama, she's the sister-in-law of a former office mate of mine na alam niya na gusto ko mag-start din. So yun, we met, and then we partnered up, and yun, among other partners, we started nga tong Moneysense. That was back in, tagal na rin yun, 2007. So we launched the first issue 2007. And yun, up to now, we're publishing, ngayon we're quarterly issues kami. So yun, that's how Moneysense started. And at that time, wala pa talagang, wala. No one was talking about personal finance or, so tamang-tama yung timing, because people were very curious, no, and so it really hit the nerve, kumbaga, so we got a lot of loyal readers, and from there I started a company called Learning Curve with my wife, and we entered into conferences naman on investing. So yun, tuloy-tuloy na yun. So we started doing that. And then it expanded na lang. We added more conferences. We got into seminars on everything from real estate investing to stock market trading, so personal finance management. So that's how we started in this business.
Thank you for sharing those experience from Moneysense to Learning Curve. Kasi yung una na kaya natanong sa Moneysense, there was this time na actually hindi natuloy itong pandemic eh. Because of this pandemic, I was partnering with someone. We're trying to create a business magazine naman. Sabi ko, sayang naman. Pero inisip ko, That's why when I get to hear about it, it's about learning. And when your brother mentioned about the learning curve also, now you're venturing into, parang wow, okay, medyo related nga, medyo nakita ko yung how you progress from it also. Siguro, I want to learn more about learning curve. What are the things that you are probably would say, kasi I will not mention the other bad word na muna at the moment kasi focus na sa learning curve, mga competitors. What probably learning curve is known for? Narin mga strengths niya.
Because we started in personal finance, we really pioneered yung investment conferences. We launched yung Money Summit back in 2010. We were the first talaga. And later na lang dumating yung mga ibang mga investment related. Ngayon ang dami ng competitors, no? But at that time we were the start. We were the first. And yun, talagang nagustuhan ng mga tao. We used to do it in SMX. And it was like both a conference and an expo. So may mga exhibitors kami, mga banks, mga insurance companies, real estate developers. So it became quite popular, no? So for 5 years that we really focus on investing, personal finance. We launched mga iba-ibang seminars, workshops, and then yun, we were really focused on that until 2015. We had the opportunity to diversify naman, no? We partnered with the Singapore-based publisher of Human Resources Magazine and Marketing Magazine. They also have conferences and awards in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong. Tapos they were looking for a partner here in the Philippines because they wanted to expand. So yun, shortly thereafter, we were appointed to be their partner. And then we started also launching mga marketing and HR conferences here. So we've been doing that for almost 6 years. Yun. So nag-expand kami. And then the same year, like you mentioned, in Digital Marketing Institute, which is based in Ireland, they were also looking for a partner in the Philippines. So they found me also sa LinkedIn. Naghahanap siguro sila na pwedeng maka-partner. And then ayun, we had discussions about a partnership agreement, and then ganun din, we were appointed, and then ever since we started running their core program, the Certified Digital Marketing Professional program here in the Philippines. So we're already on batch 23 na kami. So that's how we really grew, starting from investing, tapos expanded to corporate and digital marketing.
Thank you for sharing that. Kasi nakita nga na, ako na curious din now. Though I feel like I'm not, I struggle with it, honestly. I struggle with it, but I still want to learn. Actually, it's a struggle kasi inisip ko din naman, just like Digital Marketing Institute said, it's the low barrier for entry na siya eh. Low barrier for entry. Everyone's connected. Tapos yung mga tao, as I was listening earlier to the course niya na people are now on the device. So it's easier to access. Siguro dati, yung traditional marketing, passive lang yan. You have to tell it to them pa. Now people are more active in looking for it. More active, as you mentioned. So that's why digital marketing is something relevant in this day and age.
Siguro Tommy, yung Philippines, tayo mga Pinoy, we're like, if I'm not mistaken, the number one social Facebook users in the world. Ganon ka hook ang Pinoy sa internet, social media in particular. Ang dami nating you have so many users on Facebook, not just number of users, pero the time that we spend on social media. So, and tayo, we are consumers, di ba? We read content, we started buying stuff online, and if you're a business owner or a company, or even any kind of organization, non-profit, church, I mean, you know this, diba?
Yes.
For churches, they had to transition to online, and you would think digital marketing pang business lang yan, hindi. You use digital marketing, whether you're a nonprofit or a church or a government agency, you need to know digital marketing because that's how you reach your target audience, diba? So that's how important digital marketing is.
Actually, nakita ko nga din is part of the digital marketing is even for the individual career person. Actually,
Yes.
kasi nakita ko din, I'm not sold to the idea of how it's being done. Nyari salespeople, we talk about salespeople. Medyo may pagka-push pa rin eh. May pagka-push strategy pa rin na ito daw. Pero as I've been learning about digital, dapat storytelling, yung tipong nagkukwento ka, nung mapapalapit sa'yo. Yung nakita ko na parang that's something we should be learning kasi it's about business is about trust. So if you're just gonna push for something and they don't trust you, it will just push them away. But kasi if I observe then also the commercials in the social media with the top brands, puro storytelling na eh, na parang you're trying to bring them in yung mga content.
That's a very good insight, Tommy. Minsan kinakabahan ako mag-accept ng invitation sa Facebook or sa LinkedIn. Lalo na sa LinkedIn, meron mag-invite to connect. Parang minsan, mag-yes ka na lang, kiklik mo na lang para hindi naman parang yabang mo naman, di ba? Kung ayaw mong tanggapin. So minsan, ikiklik ko, tapos the next day, bibenta na ako ng property or insurance. Parang mali eh, di ba? So like you said, di ba, push pa rin. I mean, that's not how you use digital marketing. Ang maganda yung pinoint out mo. These days, it's storytelling, di ba? They should talk about, how their product has changed the lives of their customers, yung ganon, or paano ba nakatulong sa kanila, yung ganon, di ba? Yung telling a story. And then, people will read what you're saying, will follow you, because you're building trust, like you mentioned. And then later on, if it's something that you actually need, then ikaw na mismo yung magtatanong magkano ba, di ba, magkano ba yung property na yan? Or paano ba kumuha ng, di ba, insurance? Because nag-build ka na ng trust. Hindi kayong parang basta nagbenta ka lang, di ba? So, sabi nga one of the stories I learned about digital marketing, parang ano yan eh, parang nagde-date, di ba? Parang first date ba? First date nyo pa lang, are you gonna ask that person to marry you? Bibentahan mo na ba siya kaagad? Hindi, di ba? Parang muna, try to get to know each other, you build that trust. So it's the same thing with sales, di ba, and marketing. Hindi yung parang first interaction nyo pa lang, pinupush mo na yung product, no? Dapat hindi ganun. So you have to build that trust slowly. Yun.
Ang nakita ko din na isang application ng digital marketing, that's why I got the interest of it, is because I see a lot of Filipinos lost their jobs. But the thing is, they do not know how to market themselves to be employable again. Hindi naman employable again. And tapos nakita ko nga na, kasi nandiyan si digital yung kinukuha ko right now, ang discussion niya is how to use Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, LinkedIn. Nandun sa specialization na kinukuha ko. So nakita ko, maybe minsan di talaga napapag-aralan. Tuloy, sayang yung di na offer yung service na kasi they're trying to sell their services to the company that what they can give. So our next question kasi, yung tanong ko na lang, kasi the topic work from home is going to be a non-stop topic kasi talagang people are struggling actually. It's really struggling kasi ang mahirap sa work from home, the comforts of your home is now being violated by the work that is being brought home. Hindi na siya home. When you said that, how would you describe, even niya sa case nyo, when these things happened, like the pandemic, how was your transition? What are the things you've been learning about work from home?
Well, for us kasi, personally, the transition wasn't so hard. Because even before the pandemic, although we had an office in Ortigas, our staff worked from the office. Ako, I used to go there once or twice a week, but most of the time I would work from home. So sanay na ako sa work from home. So hindi masyadong malaki yung adjustment. So they had to also work from home nung nag-lockdown. But for us personally, it was not a big adjustment. So we always before we used to have I used to have struggles also with boundaries. Kasi pag you work from home, like you said, minsan gabing-gabi na, tatrabaho ka pa rin, di ba? So, minsan, maski nga Sunday, maski dapat hindi. Di ba? So, I was reminded, this was like many years ago, I was reminded by my wife to set boundaries. So, pag umakyat na kami ng kwarto namin, bawal na magtrabaho. Sunday, bawal magtrabaho. So, and when I started doing that, it really helped. Nagkaroon ng balance, better balance between work and just relaxation, yung leisure, diba? So that's one of the lessons that I've learned even before, to really set boundaries, even with the kunyari clients or employees. Wag na magte-text or mag-email or sasagot ng email sa gabi. You have to set boundaries. Otherwise, kakain talaga yan sa time mo with your family or for yourself. No? So you have to really watch your personal time and your family time. So that's really important, setting boundaries.
Okay, thank you for sharing that on setting boundaries. Actually, I was reminded, one of those who attended your digital marketing, he mentioned about that also. Kasi may workout kami, nakwento ko sa'yo kanina, may workout kami. Sabi niya, ito usapan natin na pagdating ng 6 p.m., hindi na kami sasagot na. Nakita mo. Kasi kawawa naman mga staff ko,
yes.
Tao pa rin nga na pwede.
Oo.
Tapos yung weekend, pwede bang hindi kami nag-work ng weekend. Pwede bang hindi nyo kami. They outrightly set that boundaries. And na-realize ko na siguro kasi naisip ko nga, minsan sa tagal mo na rin sa bahay, hindi mo namamalayan yung oras. Minsan na parang naging tuloy kahit late na, parang normal lang sa'yo na to do it. And I really, when he mentioned that, sabi ko, okay, sige. May boundaries pala to, may boundaries. So,
yeah.
Siguro maybe, I ask na din kasi, napansin nyo sa mga people working for you, what are the factors that really makes people struggle with work from home? Maybe 2 or 3 factors, at least para maging conscious din tayo sa about it.
Siguro one would be distractions, Tommy. Kasi nasa bahay ka lang, ang dali yung manood ka na lang muna ng Netflix or mag-browse ka sa social media mo. So it's easier to be distracted when you need to work, and mas madali na. Like, kunyari, if you're in the office, syempre kahit paano, may nagbabantay pa rin pero sa bahay, so madali. So one struggle, I think, is distractions. And number 2, I think, would be one major problem that I've noticed also, yung mental health ng mga tao. Yung parang it's overwhelming, or yung feeling of loneliness, di ba? Kasi there are people who are very sociable, di ba? They really like going to the office because their friends are there. So iba kasi, di ba, kung work from home, maski mag-zoom kayo, Iba pa rin eh. There's a different dynamic kung online, no? So I think those two things are are issues when it comes to work from home. So yun lang. So distraction, how do you make sure that you're self-focused when you have to work? And then how do you keep yourself also in a good mental state na para hindi yung 'di ba daming parang nababalitaan mong nababasa na yung depressed na yung feelings of being lonely, alienated, no? So those are the things to really watch out for.
So, from my learning, siguro maybe a few factors, and you mentioned one is why it's a struggle working from home is really distraction. Second is mental health kasi naisip ko nga whether it's working person or kids, tinamaan kasi una kung sanay ka na may kausap sa office.
Yeah.
Natanggalan ka na. Or kunyari kung ang bata yan, sanay yan may kausap na klase kagad. Nawala din ka. Tapos on the other hand, nisip ko din sa bahay, hindi naman kayo sanay ng kikita ng buong araw. Hindi naman kayo sanay ng kikita ng buong araw. Tapos kailangan mo ng kausap.
Tama.
Hindi ka sanay sa ganon. Parang, I heard from a psychologist namin niya, ang hirap makinig kasi di nga kayo sanay na bigla nakikita kayo araw-araw. Hirap makinig. So it's really a struggle. Syempre tayo na makikinig, kakwentuhan. And minsan, dahil sa at home ka, default yung sinong kasama sa bahay, yung dapat kausap mo or kakwentuhan. Hindi sanay. Paano ka hindi sanay? If gabi lang sila nakikita.
Oo, that's true. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned about children. No? I have 2 kids. Yung high school ko, talagang gusto na bumalik sa campus kasi syempre namimiss niya yung friends niya. Iba yung di ba, nag-usap lang sila online versus actually having interactions in person. So, parang in a way na their experience is also stolen. Alam mo yun, yung parang your high school years should be a time of, friendship talaga, Tapos, magto 2 years na yun. Parang the kids these days, parang in a way, they're cheated, from this experience because part of the, the enjoyment of education is being on campus, and really enjoying your time with friends. So parang nawala sa kanila yon because of what's happening.
Siguro before we end, I guess maybe you were able to answer a lot of questions then. One thing I like about your story, actually it's an entrepreneurship kasi nakita ko din na people lost their jobs, but I get to observe Filipinos by default are creative. Yung nga lang nagagamit sa iba yung creativity nila sa memes, basta sa napupunta. But if we think about it, that creativity can be channeled to entrepreneurship. Kasi natuwa ako na how you did Moneysense magazine, learning curve. These are too entrepreneurial kasi hindi siya yung normal na maiisip ng isang kasi mahilig tayo mag-copy paste sa business. Ang gusto ko din share nyo about 2 things we need to be aware of while working from home: distractions and our mental state, our mental health also. So before we end, maybe can you share more about your upcoming events like sa Digital Marketing Institute or mga workshops that they can go to or where they can look for you para mas madali na makakuha ng more info? We'll just tag everything sa caption.
Sige, thank you, Tommy. Yung Digital Marketing Institute, we do kasi a quarterly public runs, no? So we're on batch 22 currently, matatapos to December. Yung batch 23 namin, ginawa na namin in-house kasi one of the major fast food chains here hired us to do training from Digital Marketing Institute. So we're doing this next class exclusively for them. No, so kaya yung next batch namin, yung next batch would be January na. But meanwhile, people can go to digitalmarketershq.com kasi we have also mga short courses. Yung DMI, which is Digital Marketing Institute, they have 12 short courses and several longer certification courses. No? So, but if they want the live training, the next one would be in January pa. Tapos, kakatapos lang nung one of our personal finance events, yung Money Millennials. So all the other events will resume by the first quarter of next year. What we're busy with right now is we're organizing this big conference for the Philippine Software Industry Association. It's called softcon.ph. So kung may mga nakikinig na IT professional, mga programmer, software developer, yun, that's sila yung audience for this. No, it's 5 days. 30 plus speakers, international speakers, local speakers. So softcon.ph yung website. So that's what we're busy.
Are they all available in the Learning Curve social media pages, mga details nito?
Yes, so our website is learningcurve.ph. And they can also search us on Facebook. Just Google, search lang yung Learning Curve. They'll find us. So that's what we're busy with these days. And just to siguro one more point, Tommy, no, yung sinabi mo about entrepreneurship. Sa totoo lang, when the pandemic hit last year, it really affected us kasi we were doing live events, conferences, and biglang na tumigil. So we had to learn how to pivot. So that's why we transitioned to organizing events, virtual events for associations, and all that. Even me personally, I also got into freelancing, online freelancing, because I'm a writer and editor. So yun yung kagandahan, no? Even if your business or your job is affected, there are many ways, there are many opportunities, and most of them are online, diba? Whether you sell products or you sell courses, or you do freelancing, madami. So kung ano man yung kung paano ka man naapektuhan, there are other ways to transition, and the internet really offers opportunities, no? So yon, and yeah, I mean, for me also personally, a lot of this really, I believe, are blessings from the Lord. Marami dyan, mga dumating na lang, hindi ko plinano, hindi ko in-anticipate, but dumating, and I really believe that, no, it's really blessing from the Lord. Just put your faith in Him, no? So yun, that's what I want to share also.
Thank you, Mr. Heinz Bulos, for sharing that. Siguro, before we end, as we're about to end, and I'll just put everything in caption also. So learningcurve.ph or social media.
Yeah.
Just in case you'll be interested about SoftCon, you're interested about DMI starting January and other Money Millennial events. When's the next issue ng Moneysense?
Moneysense. So we're working on the last issue for the year. Lalabas yun siguro November na siguro. November, lalabas yun. You can go to moneysense.com.ph.
Moneysense.com.ph.
Yeah.
Okay. Learningcurve.ph, pati moneysense.com.ph. And the other one, digitalmarketershq.com. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this helps also, especially if you want to learn more about learning, digital marketing, entrepreneurship. I guess Mr. Heinz Bulos is the best person to talk to. And hope this interview helps. Hope you join us again soon. God bless everyone.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.